What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past few days, where we do have a lot of topics to discuss. Firstly, of course, we do have the January transfer window coming up. The club, of course, wanted to prioritize signing a pivot, but that's now ruled out. I'll let you guys know about the details and conditions of that. The main target is the signing and registration of Vitor Roque. At some point this week, Deco will travel to Brazil to confront Roque, see how he's doing in his recovery to his injury, and also tell him that 100% he is joining Barcelona in January. And to be ready, we've been linked with a few midfielders as well, and also the return of the greatest human being to ever touch a football, Lionel Andreas Messi. Of course, now his season with Inter Miami is essentially over, and he could join Barcelona on loan for a few months. Of course, we've seen a lot of MLS players do this in the past: Ibrahimovic, Thierry Henry, David Beckham. So it could be an option for Messi as well. We do have some general news around Barcelona in regards to Christensen playing in the pivot, fitness update, and also future update on Alarcon, and also big injury updates around the first team in regards to Lewandowski, the scares about his injury, how long he'll be out for, and huge updates on Lamine Yamal and Koundé from their injuries last night against Granada. Barcelona planning to play a preseason Barcelona is also planning on playing a friendly at some point in the next month or two. We have an update on the huge collab that has been well anticipated, the Barcelona Nike and Patta collab with new merchandise coming out. We will go through that and the details and also the official release date. And finally, our former sporting director, Mateo Alemany, is joining a direct La Liga rival. We'll give you guys the details and conditions of that deal as well. Before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 200 likes this video. Be very much appreciated. Also, if you're new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Now, before we get into this video is sponsored by Number One Foot. Number One Foot is one of the best replica football jersey websites on the market right now. They have a variety of different items at absolutely fantastic prices. For me here today, I'm going to show you guys the training kit from this season. This is the warm-up kit that the players use when they go out for training every single day, pre-games as well. You have here the Spotify logo. They have the club badge on it with the diamond as well. And I also have here one of the sweaters they have from last season. This was the Catalonia version. It feels like I bought this from the Nike store directly. The quality is absolutely unreal. The printing is fantastic. And of course, mainly the prices are unbeatable. And if you use the discount code BOY at checkout, you do get an additional 15% off your final order. That is BOY. Use it at checkout. You get 15% off your order, and all orders above $80 as well will guarantee you free shipping. So what are you waiting for? Click the top link in the description down below and get your new football kits today. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past few days. Now, the first player that we have been linked with is Xavi Simons, a former Barcelona academy player. Back when I started supporting Barcelona heavily, or religiously, you could say, he was the next best thing. I see him with his wig playing as a kid, like 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, balling and stuff. And I'm going to PSG because Mino Raiola wanted more money. He left PSG, he got to the Eredivisie, did well there. PSG bought him back, and now he's on loan with RB Leipzig. Now, Andreas Sanchez is reporting that Barcelona have inquired about the signing of Xavi Simons. I think he's a good player, but I know he's very close friends with Alejandro Balde as well, because they came up through the academy together. But is it a player we really need? I mean, we are looking for another creative midfielder to provide coverage and competition for Pedri, because this man's getting injured at least 3 times a season. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but again, you have to deal with PSG. PSG owned the player. He's currently out on loan with RB Leipzig, so I think it'll be a very, very complicated operation unless Xavi Simons runs down his contract. I can't see that being a reality. I think he's a player that I would definitely consider adding to the squad if Xavi does want him, because again, you have Gavi, you have De Jong, you have Gundogan, you have Romeu. You want to get another pivot, you have Pedri, so you still need someone to provide that creative side in the event that Pedri gets injured, which is of course very, very well likely. Of course, we're linked with Lo Celso a lot as well, but his move to January again has been confirmed over the past few days, will not be happening. He wants to stay and fight at Tottenham, so we'll wait and see. Could be an option in the summer. This is definitely not going to happen in January, but could be an option for in the summer, as Barcelona is still looking for another creative midfielder to provide coverage and competition with Pedri. Now, a player who's currently on loan at Barcelona, who they are interested in signing in the summer to make his loan a permanent move, is of course Joao Felix, where Manu Sanchez, of course, who is very close with the agent Jorge Mendes, who is the agent of Joao Felix is reporting that Atletico Madrid have decided they want around 80 million euros to sell Joao Felix next summer. And this is the price tag that I was talking about, and that what I think Atletico Madrid would ask for Joao Felix over recent weeks. Look, Barcelona, this squad, if you're smart and use the money right, there's so many other ways to use this 80 million, well, instead of Joao Felix alone. I think Joao Felix is a fantastic player. I think he's done fantastically well. Again, only 2 months in the season. You never know what happens. I do think from now to the end of the season, he will play well. Probably our second best player last night against Granada. But 80 million, lads, is quite a bit. I think either Barcelona will try and loan him again or offer players in exchange to reduce that price. And maybe even offer Ansu Fati. See if Atletico Madrid will crumble at that. But Atletico Madrid do have a new sporting director, which we'll talk about at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. That could maybe benefit Barcelona, but I think 80 million is expensive. You're only paying 30 million for Joao Cancelo. That is easy, done, best fullback in the world, 30 million euros, guaranteed price. If City were asking for 60 million for Cancelo, I would be in doubt, saying that's a bit too much. He just come in, but what his output is, what we know his output is for 30 million is ridiculous. But for Joao Felix, if I was Atletico Madrid, I'd honestly probably ask for around the same 70, 80 million euros. But from the Barcelona point of view, I think right now I'd feel comfortable paying 50 million for him. Anything more than that, he has to get at least double figures in both goals and assists by the end of the season for me to really go, okay, I'm comfortable paying that 80 million. I think right now Barcelona going to be a bit conservative. Still early days though. We're still in October. You never know what happens. The Joao Felix can perform very well. That 80 million euros will look like nothing, will look like peanuts. But if he does not perform well and deteriorates, becomes average, whatever the case may be, there will be some doubts. But I think for now, 80 million is a bit too much. We'll wait and see how things materialize over the next few months. But right now, Atletico Madrid have set their price for Joao Felix in the summer, and it's now that the Barcelona to negotiate and make a decision. Now, with Barcelona having some financial fair play issues and also a lack of funds as well, the club can't really do much in the January transfer window. They have one thing that is very, very clear, that's their priority, and that is the registration and official signing of Vitor Roque, who of course we already signed in the summer agreement on personal terms with the player and the club. Just now about finalizing the deal and making it all official. Now, Roger Leder from Mundo Deportivo has come out saying that Barcelona's great objective for the January transfer window is the registration of Vitor Roque. The club sees it as an obligation, and even more so after Lewandowski's recent injury. Imagine our current situation with our squad. Again, we only have a front three of Ferran Torres, Joao Felix, and Lamine Yamal. Imagine if we had Vitor Roque now. I feel like he would flourish. Anyways, the club will need the 40 million euro income, which they are owed though. They still hope that the Liberal will pay it, but they are exploring other avenues as well. Deco will travel to Brazil next week to meet with Vitor Roque and give him support during his injury and convey to him that the club is doing everything to register him as soon as possible. Barcelona's director of football also wants to monitor Roque's recovery and ask him not to take any risk with Atletico Palmeiras and recover properly and arrive in good shape at his new club. So Deco next week, or some point this week we should say, will travel to Brazil to meet with Roque, see how he's doing, how he's recovering, and also confirm to him that 100% he is joining Barcelona in January, so to be ready mentally and also physically. So again, the key to unlocking Vitor Roque to join in January is the economic lever, the one from Liberal Football Finance. Again, they have not paid Barcelona the 40 million euros that they do owe, and Barcelona need that to register Vitor Roque. Marca reporting that the German fund has not paid the remaining part yet, and Barcelona is ready to terminate the contract and search for other companies. The club has confirmed that there are several interested parties. So again, in some way, shape, or form, from now until the end of December, the club need this economic lever. They need this 40 million euro cash injection to register Vitor Roque. Again, they can sell someone, they can renew someone's contract as well, but this is the avenue that they have decided to go down, and now it's up to them to complete this in the next few months. Again, they want everything sorted out by the end of December 31st. That when January 1st hits, the money's already in, and they can bring in Vitor Roque officially. So wait and see what happens over the next few weeks as they solve the issue of the 40 million euros that they are owed. Again, this is already owed to Barcelona. We've already confirmed this economic lever, but Liberal Football Finance, the German company, has not paid Barcelona the money they are owed. So wait and see what happens. But again, Vitor Roque's arrival in January is down to the Barcelona board. It is in their hands. Speed, delegation, confirmation, it's all in the hands of Barcelona. They're not relying on anyone else whatsoever, and in due course, they will get the job done. Now, over the past few weeks, along with Vitor Roque, I've been telling you guys that the club are really looking into the pivot market to reinforce in January, and that was a genuine priority for the club, but now it looks like that is very, very unlikely. Rosalero from Mundo Deportivo is reporting the club wants another pivot, and Deco has been looking at players in case they can act in January. However, given the FFP situation, the club is not considering the arrival of a midfielder in January. The club is working on monitoring players to strengthen that position, but now it is believed that this will be more for the summer than in January. If a great opportunity arose in January, the club would be looking into it, but today it looks complicated and the priority is to register Vitor Roque. So again, the club are interested in the pivot. They do want to bring in a pivot. Ideally, they want to sign a pivot in January, but with FFP and the restrictions, it is very difficult. If a great opportunity comes about, maybe final few days of the window, we will be there, we will be ready. Hopefully we can pounce on it, but for now it's not a priority, which is very, very unfortunate. That now brings the question about other players in the current squad playing in the pivot. We'll talk about that later on, but again, looks like we will be relying on Oil Romeo as our only natural pivot for the remainder of the season, as it is difficult to reinforce that position in the January transfer window due to FFP. Now, despite the fact that Barcelona cannot afford to sign anyone this January apart from registering Vitor Roque, we are still being linked with these outrageous transfers in January, and one of them is the return of the greatest human being to ever touch a football, Lionel Andreas Messi. Now, his Inter Miami season is now over. They have failed to reach the playoffs, which means they will not be playing any first competitive team football until late February. Now, we've seen a lot of top European players in the MLS go out on loan when the season is over to stay at the high level. We've seen Thierry Henry go to Arsenal. We've seen Beckham go to AC Milan. We've even seen Zlatan leave LA Galaxy at the time to go to AC Milan on loan. Then I think the movement was made permanent or something like that. And now Lionel Messi is being linked with, of course, Barcelona. There are reports coming in saying that Barcelona are very aware of Inter Miami's playoff, considering Messi could be out of action until February if his side don't qualify. This could open up the possibility of Messi joining Barcelona on loan. So far, nothing has been discussed between the two parties, but it is being contemplated. So you're thinking, okay, Barcelona's thinking about it. They know the situation on the table. If Messi was to come in and not affect our wage bill whatsoever, I think this would be a real possibility. But Messi's going to come in, he's going to earn some sort of wage, and the league are going to be on our asses about that. And I think this is not going to happen unless we renew someone's contract, or unless we sell someone, or maybe even activate another economic lever. Fernando Polo from Mundo Deportivo came out confirming the news and also denying it as well, saying that Lionel Messi to Barcelona on loan is not being considered right now or contemplated by the club at the moment. The fact is that Barcelona, with all due respect to Leo Messi, points out the priority in January is to register Vitor Roque. And I respect that highly. Again, they've made it clear that they want to bet on the future. They signed Vitor Roque in the summer, saying that, look, when it comes January, you'll be our number one priority, and they're sticking by that, and I completely agree. If we register Vitor Roque, there's still time left in the window. Messi wants to come for a month or two. We have injuries in the front line. I'd rather loan Messi than loan Jadon Sancho. I'll tell you that much for free. I think Jadon Sancho would be more expensive as well. So, if buts and maybes, Messi probably still wants to be fit for Argentina's World Cup qualifications and Copa America qualifications, all that stuff. So he probably wants to stay at the high level for that. So I think Messi would definitely be open to it, but it's a very difficult operation to execute. So we'll wait and see. I think a loan for Messi next season would become very likely, especially with his contract running down at that time with Inter Miami. I think there's going to be a point from now in the next 4 years where Messi will return to Barcelona and make his farewell, whether he's going to sign a one-day contract, play one game and leave, whether he's going to be loaned from Inter Miami, whether he signs as a free agent for one season, whether we just have a random exhibition match as a farewell. I have no idea. In some way, shape, or form, Messi and Barcelona's chapter will be closed officially, just now about when. Let's now discuss some of the news surrounding Barcelona over the past few days. Firstly, in the pivot, as I mentioned, Barcelona are very unlikely to sign someone in the pivot this January and will rely on the current squad. We've seen Gundogan play there. We've seen Oriol Romeo play there. He's the only natural player. We've seen Frankie de Jong. But there could be another option in the pivot in the current squad, and that is Andreas Christensen. Keep in mind, we're very well covered in the center back department. We have Inigo Martinez, Koundé, Araujo. So Christensen does have the option, you could say, in some games to play in the pivot. Sport have come out saying that while Barcelona continue to search for another defensive midfielder for future transfer windows, Andreas Christensen is a real option to play in that position. It has been discussed in meetings. Deco likes the idea. This can happen in some coming games. Mundo Deportivo also confirmed the option to play Andreas Christensen as a pivot if needed has become on the table since the beginning of the season. According to the coaches, Christensen has already played there in that position in some occasions in the past and did well. He has a good physical for aerial duels. He can recover balls well. He can intercept passes. And he's very good on the ball with his passing. Now, Xavi was asked about this in the pre-match press conference for Granada. He said that Christensen is a fantastic player. He's very versatile, of course, but we see other players ahead of him in that position. When he brought up the name, I think, Gundogan, Frankie de Jong. He even brought up Xavi as well, which is quite surprising in my opinion. I'd rather play Christensen in the pivot than Xavi based on what I've seen, but Christensen could be an option this season if things, happen in certain ways. Like Gundogan suspended, Frankie's still injured. You never know. And Romeo, of course, Romeo's on stinky form at the moment. Shocking against Mallorca, shocking against Porto, and it was very poor last night against Granada when he came on as well. So Christensen might get an opportunity to pivot. He definitely play more minutes. Of course, at center back department, we do have a fierce competition. Indigo Martinez, I don't think has gotten even a sniff in the past 3 or 4 games. So he's probably going to be a bit upset. He wants some minutes. You bring him in. Christian will be upset as well. So we'll wait and see how things turn out. I think it definitely could be a good option. But for now, Xavi to see a few other players ahead of him. But deep into the season, you never know. You could see it happen. Now, in regards to the team fitness, of course, in the striker department, we did lose Robert Lewandowski in the Porto match. He's now been ruled out. We'll talk about his injury in just a few seconds. But the natural replacement in the first team for Lewandowski as of this moment is Angel Alarcon, and we were expecting him to be in the squad list for the Granada match, but he wasn't. We saw Pau Victor in there and Marc Guiu. The question is, what happened with Angel Correa? Now, Relivo reported that Angel Correa is one of the players who Xavi and the coaches are taking into account the most. Depending on Lewandowski's time out, he could make his return to the first team. At another point in the season, he could also be in the first team squad, definitely with the injuries currently, but he himself is just returning from a serious injury, and the coaches are waiting to find out how many minutes he is fit to play. So Alecron just returned from a long-term injury. That's why he didn't leave in the summer out on loan. He's come back in the UEFA Youth League, Champions League. He scored against Porto, did well, came on. We're like, okay, Lewandowski's now injured. This could be his opportunity. But guess what? We're not Barcelona FC. We are bloody Hospital FC because Angel Alecron got injured. Juan Martin reported that Angel Alecron suffered a new muscle injury in his left leg, and the club estimates that he will be out for around 4 to 5 weeks. This injury has nothing to do with his previous injury, and at Barcelona they were and still are delighted with the level he has shown since his return. In fact, Angel was to be on the horizon during the first team and will continue to be when he does return. So Alecron was supposed to come in for Lewandowski. Next training session, he gets injured. So there is your answer for that. With Vitor Roque coming in now in January, Angel Alecron might have pretty much missed out on his opportunity. I think with Vitor Roque's recovery, he's not 100% confirmed. He'll be fully fit by January the 1st. That's when we expect him back. He might have to train for a few weeks. So the question is, who's going to play a striker in the Copa del Rey? We do have a Copa del Rey fixture, of course, at the beginning of January. Lewandowski's not going to play that game. Will it be Angel Alecron? Will Vitor Roque be here on time? Will it be Ferran Torres, who just needs some minutes? You just never know, so wait and see on that. But again, the club and also the coaching staff are planning on Angel Alecron to come in and replace Lewandowski with his injury. But in the end, he got injured as well. Now, on the topic of injuries, let's now discuss some of the injury updates around the first team at Barcelona, where we have 3 very, very key updates. Firstly, on Lewandowski, as you all know, Lewandowski has suffered injury against Porto, but since my last video, we expected him to be back for the match against Granada last night. Of course, he was absolutely nowhere near it. When the official news came out a few days ago, the club released a statement saying the tests carried out in that morning have shown that Robert Lewandowski is suffering from a sprained left ankle. It is low, and his evaluation will mark his return. Of course, Koundé did suffer the injury last night. Nonetheless, of course, we were told that Lewandowski would be out for maybe a week or so. He'll be back. He's out for a month, lads. Javi Miguel from AS came out saying that in addition to the severe contention of the left tibia, tests have confirmed a grade 2 sprain in the ankle of Robert Lewandowski, which means he's ruled out for around 3 to 4 weeks. His participation in El Clasico is in danger, but not ruled out. Juan Martin also confirmed this as well, saying that Lewandowski suffered a sprained ankle and maybe out for more than a month. His participation in the Clasico is very much in danger. We do play the Clasico at the final weekend of this month. I believe that is the 28th, 29th of October, early kickoff as well. It's going to be very difficult for him to come back. So he got injured midweek, so we're looking at 1, 2, 3. So if he comes back in 3 to 4 weeks, he'll probably be in the squad list. I doubt he'll start the game. I personally think that Lewandowski is out. I'm not personally. I will, unless Lewandowski has some miraculous healing process, he will be out for the Clasico, which is a massive, massive blow for Barcelona, because we're going to rely on Ferran Torres. Wouldn't you love to have Vitor Roque now? I mean, it's we're just getting battered by these injuries, man, left, right, and center. And the problem is, people are trying to say, oh, coaching staff this, coaching staff that, medical staff. These are all injuries that defenders that we're facing are putting studs up on these players. Like, it's not like they're muscle injuries where they just pull up and they go down. They're getting hit left, right, and center, and it's difficult to, prevent that. And it's very, very annoying. Last night, we did actually suffer two injuries. Of course, we knew about the one to Jules Koundé, but there was another player who was injured, and that is Lamine Yamal. According to reports, Lamine Yamal told Sergio Roberto, "I have some pain, tell Xavi to sub me off," and that's why Lamine Yamal was taken off for Romeo. Of course, last night we were all doubting why Xavi take off Lamine Yamal. He's our only natural forward. Now, Moses Malores from ESPN is reporting that today Lamine Yamal and also Jules Koundé will have further tests to determine the extent of their injury. We do have some preliminary thoughts on the injuries. First, on Lamine Yamal, Xavi did say that Lamine Yamal had some minor discomfort. That's why we're taking him off. We're hearing it's a left muscle pain, and he should only be out for 2 weeks. If there's anything serious, he might even be pulled out of the Spain national team squad. So we'll wait and see on that, but nothing too serious, of course, from last night on Lamine Yamal. And the same goes for Jules Koundé. Tony Juan Martí reported last night that at first glance, Jules Koundé's injury does not seem serious. He will undergo more tests, of course, later today in Barcelona. At the moment, the optimism regarding the situation is there, but he also did confirm it was a left ankle injury. He didn't say sprain, he just said left ankle injury. So what I see this morning, Xavi did say on Koundé's injury, it seems nothing serious. He is fine. Again, hopefully this isn't the case. My ideal situation is for both Koundé and Lamine Yamal to be out for international break, but fully fit, ready to go for a match against Athletic Club when we come back from the break. That's the ideal situation. They're out for 1 or 2 weeks. They don't have to go out for their Spain duty and France duty respectively. They stay at home, relax, recover, and come back to their best. So nothing too serious on, first glance for these two injuries. Of course, with Lewandowski, it was nothing serious, and in terms of something serious. So we'll wait and see. But yeah, again, more starters for Barcelona injured. You have now Lewandowski, you have Koundé, you have Pedri, you have Rafinha, you have De Jong, and now you have Lamine Yamal. 6 very, very crucial injuries for Barcelona, which hopefully will be detrimental to our season. Let's now discuss some of the news surrounding Barcelona over the past few days. Firstly, yet again, the club are planning for a mid to end season friendly. Fernando Polo from Deportivo is reporting that Barcelona are studying the possibility of playing a friendly in November or December, but the calendar hardly gives any room. Another option to play during the international break or before the Christmas holiday. This will generate a powerful income. I have the Vissel Kobe picture just as a representation as a season friendly. So apparently the club want to play this in either America or Mexico, somewhere in North America, fit in a friendly. I understand we're broke, but the issue is when you play it mid-season, we're in the middle of the season, you want to go to in November, December. We're going to be Champions League, La Liga, competing left, right, center. There's going to be so many games. There is another international break in November. I don't know, man. If the club want to do it during the international break, I'm okay with that. You can, get the squad players out there, Roberto, Romeo, Martinez, Alonso, Ferran if he's not called up, whatever the case may be, and just let them have a runabout. That's completely fine with me. Get some of the B team players in there. But if you have to, contractually play some of the big players like Lewandowski, Pedri, Frankie de Jong, Rafinha, Gundogan, that worries me quite a bit. So we'll wait and see what it is. We'll wait and see the opponent, the occasion, who, what, when, where, why, how. But again, the club are in the market. They are talking with other clubs to have a mid-season friendly. Of course, we had one 2 seasons ago against Barca Juniors. This would be a very similar situation. Somewhere around when there's like a 2-week break for Barcelona, they just stick in a little friendly there, quick little trip, make some money. Again, it's very important for the club to pay the players' wages, and this is how they do it. So we'll wait and see how things turn out. But again, the club are planning a mid-season friendly at some point between now and, of course, the end of the year. Now, another way for Barcelona to make some money is, of course, through advertisement and through sales of merchandise. And the Barcelona, Patta, and Nike collab has now been made official after months of speculations and leaks. They've released a very, very cool video with the club's national anthem. And here are some of the players modeling it. You have Alejandro Balde, you have Frankie de Jong as well. And here is the 4 main merchandise that you can get. First, you have Nike Air Force 1 Barcelona style. You got the Nike jacket, Nike sweater, and there will be a kit being released with it as well. Now, for me personally, 100%, 1000%, I'm getting the shoes. Ain't no way I'm passing up on Nike Air Force Barcelona style. Ain't no way. The kit, I might just get it for my collection, but if it's expensive, a lot of this depends on the price. I'm not quite sure what the prices will be. We're seeing also there's going to be some hats, there's going to be some t-shirts as well, there will be some shorts, but these are going to be the 4 main things that fans want to get. Essentially the 4 pieces of clothing that the club expect to make a lot of money on. The sweater does come in different colors as well. Price will be a big factor for me as well. We're hearing that the kit is supposed to be around $70, which is compared to the fan version of our first team gets $110, so there is about a $40 price difference. So if the prices are fairly decent, I might get the shoes, the kit, and maybe a sweater. I'm definitely not getting more than 3 items. Definitely 1, the shoes, maybe 2, but we'll wait and see how things turn out. They do look very nice. Again, you're getting it for the quality of Nike, essentially. The kit kind of looks a bit dead, not gonna lie. I like the jacket though. You have the heart as the picture. I think having the whole entire skeleton system for the kit is not the skeleton system, the blood vessel system, which is a bit ugly in my opinion. But nonetheless, we'll wait and see how it turns out. It is expected to be released this Friday, so if you want, I think the shoes are gonna go like hotcakes. So I'm gonna be in line ready to get those. But of course, let me know in the comments down below if you're interested in this collab, are you gonna pick up anything, and what are your thoughts on the design as well. Now, the final topic that I wanted to discuss before I end off this video is in regards to our former sporting director, Don Matteo Alemany, who pretty much saved Barcelona from 2021 until present date. He was rumored to be going to Tottenham, to Aston Villa. I wish him all the best. I didn't really care where he went, but now I do care because he's off to Atletico Madrid. Cope are reporting that former Barcelona director Matteo Alemany's move to Atletico Madrid is about to be finalized, and he will be the new sporting director of Atletico Madrid. Yeah, Arda Turan, Suarez, David Villa, Antoine Griezmann, Joao Felix, and Matteo Alemany to that list now. It is absolutely crazy. Look, this will, I think, cause some problems. Mainly, of course, because Matteo Alemany, of course, knows around his way around FFP. He will be helping and strengthening one of our rivals. Secondly, Joao Felix. Of course, Joao Felix, we have him. We want him probably to send a permanent. And it will be Matteo Alemany negotiating with Barcelona. And of course, we all know Matteo Alemany likes to get the best out of the deal. He is a tough negotiator, but also he does get the best deal for all parties. So keep your eyes on that. That's the only reason why I brought this up. If we didn't have Joao Felix, I probably wouldn't have said anything. But with him being our former sporting director, going a direct rival, we have a player that we do want from our direct rival. You just never know. I can expect some players not being included. I wouldn't be surprised if Barcelona chucking out Ansu Fati at this point, if I'm being honest. But wait to see how things develop. But our former sporting director, Don Matteo Alemany, an absolute legend of this club, is joining our rivals, Atletico Madrid. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past few days. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course, leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing, firstly, of course, is your thoughts on the return of Leo Messi. Do you think he'll have it or not at any given point? Second, your thoughts on the registration of Vitor Roque. You think he'll end up doing it in January or not? Third, your thoughts on the injuries in regards to Lamine Yamal, Conde, Lewandowski. What do you think? What are your thoughts on the medical staff of Barcelona? You think it's their fault? What are your thoughts on Barcelona picking up these niggling injuries? And finally, your thoughts on the Nike, Patta, and Barcelona collab as well, on the merchandise, and your thoughts on the entire collaboration as well. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barca.